Greetings all around this world. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's telling, oh, notification's going off. It's telling me that on OBS, the stream itself is fine. I click on the YouTube chat. Chat is disabled for this live stream. But then I come into actual YouTube, and it's there, and space is there in the chat, so it's obviously not disabled. Space, can I just make you add as moderator? Managing. So that's capability of standard moderation. Cool. All right. For while you are here, I don't expect you to be here the whole time, but you're here. You have that capability. Timestamps. Sure. Oh, I can cop out the chat. So that solves my issue. Maybe. Hey, there we go. Okay, I got it. I just need to sign into chat, but I just need to see it. What's up? Welcome, Eggman. Where's my music? I've got just some Skyrim music playing in the background. That's what's down here. Audio is very faint. I'm also not facing the microphone right now. The microphone is over here, which is probably why. And my computer is right here, and I'm looking at the computer. Is it better when I'm facing forward and actually doing stuff? I guess I could probably split the difference. I'm here too. Welcome everyone. This is great. I love having chat. Having people in chat. Last time I streamed, there was like no one in chat, and I was like, this is boring. Okay. I moved the mics to right here now. Yeah. It helps when I actually face the mic. I'll try to get the auto ping. May need a new bot, but yeah, don't want to work right now. Okay, no problem. Basically, you don't have to worry about it too much too, because one way, I mean, we don't really stream on YouTube much anyways, and it's probably because it's YouTube and not Twitch. I'm trying to do YouTube a little bit more just to see if that is different than Twitch. I know Twitch has better like reactions and stuff like that I enjoy, where it's like the hydrate or stretch and stuff like that, the little points you can spend. But since our following is on YouTube, I figured might as well stream on YouTube. We're gonna, in theory, it's gonna notify more people. Oh, making a weird noise. It's gonna notify more people on YouTube than it would on Twitch, because not everyone is there. Also, like, we're not, I don't know if we're making money. I think we did get monetization, but we stopped streaming for a while just because we all didn't have time. Let's do YouTube auto VODs. Exactly, and that's a big one too. Yeah. I don't know if we were really making money on Twitch. We did. It was maybe like $5 over 6 months. And again, we weren't streaming consistently. But yeah, let me know, anyone, at any time, if music isn't loud enough, if music is too loud, if I'm not loud enough, I'm too loud. Kelly is in the back. My girlfriend is playing Mario Odyssey right now, so if you can hear that, let me know. I don't think you should be able to, though. Because if you could barely hear me, you should be able to hear me. Yeah. Legos aren't loud enough. Now the Lego ASMR. Hope everyone is now traumatized. Now I got Legos all over the table. There they go. Okay. So as a recap, this is, I think, technically the second The Sound of Money. Suffering for art. The Sound of Money reminds me of like the Lego Star Wars, since that's the currency. Alright, so this is technically the second Lego build we did. The first Lego build that we did all the way through was the Lego Bowser set. And we completed that. That's in my office somewhere. On like top of the bookshelf, but I'm not about to go grab that because it's massive and I don't want to drop it coming down to the basement. So now we are doing the Lego Super Mario World with Yoshi. There. That's a better view. We're making this, and it moves. Wait, what is this music? This is not. I wanted Skyrim music. So let's try again. There we go. But if you drop it, you could put it together again on stream for more content. No, that took me way too long. Because originally when I was building it, I was here in the basement. And then we got a flood in the basement, so then I stopped building it for 3-4 months because we had to like get rid of all the furniture. Not get rid of it, we had to like move all the furniture, a whole bunch of stuff. So it took forever. I bet so this is how far we are in the Yoshi Mario build. This is the hill. This is the second hill. There's still a first hill we have to do. Hold on, I'm gonna go grab something because I want to get through this one fast because we have another thing to build. I bought this day one, pre-ordered, and haven't even done it yet. We've got the Deku Tree. I don't know if you can hear me. We've got the Legend of Zelda Deku Tree. The 2-in-1. Where you could do Ocarina or Breath of the Wild. And I want to build this, but I want to build these ones first because they're supposed to be quicker. But they're not quicker if it takes me a year to do each of them. But I'd been so busy because I was teaching, and then I was coaching, and then still working, so I want the Deku Tree so bad. Too bad I spent all my money at Ascend. Yeah. No, so I was always so busy, so I never had time. This is, I mean, I don't know the last time I did the Lego stream. When is the D&D Dragon Castle Lego going to be built? I did think about getting that. I have considered that. The only reason I didn't is because it just looked like a dragon. It didn't look, I mean, that's what the D&D dragons are. They're not anything crazy. I'm already missing pieces. I wouldn't look at that dragon and be like, that's a red dragon from D&D. So that's why I didn't get that one. I did consider it. I know the people, the Lego minis, those are, people go crazy for those. But yeah, I mean, maybe after all this, then we can do that one. Even though there is a Mario Kart I'm not gonna be able to talk at all and do this. I'm so out of practice. There's supposed to be two of these. Okay, just missing one piece. Okay. There's a Mario Kart Lego set coming out that I want. Also, it's like Mario on the go-kart. I think that'd be so cool, and I want that. But I'm too behind. And then also there's and I did two others. I did the question mark block and the piranha plant. And I'm sure there's probably going to be another. Is there another Lego set coming out Thunder Sunshine or anything that you know of? Another thick of. That's my problem with a lot of D&D media content. They could just take away the D&D name and keep everything the same, and it would just be like generic fantasy. Exactly. And that's exactly how I felt, for the Lego stuff. So it's like, why bother spending the money on the name when honestly I could get like a Mega Block set. I almost bought a Mega Block set that was Skyrim themed. Mega Blocks have a Skyrim set, but it was $80 for, I think it was Alduin, but it was not really worth it for the size that it was. I was not very impressed. I walked through the whole store carrying it, and then I got to like towards the checkout and I was like, actually I don't want this. And I'm glad I did, because probably, well, one, I'm already behind. I'm building where you can't even see. I'm already behind on Legos. And yeah, it probably would have been disappointing. See, this is why we need a scale bust of Drizzt Lego set. I would love to do like one of the. I always see like the busts for the Star Wars or. I feel like Star Wars, of course, is the main one. They've got other ones too. Do they have Sonic busts? Oh, I know they have a bunch of Sonic Legos now, dude. That's becoming one of the big things. I always thought those were really cool. Okay, doing this. What are we on? Step 56. How many steps are there total? Oh, we did. There is another one that we did build that I didn't mention. 342 are the total sets. Oh god. Oh god. The Nintendo original like NES with the TV that you can crank and it moves. We did that one as well. Kelly and I did that one together. That one was fun. That one I enjoyed too, especially because it, just because it moves, and that was really interesting. And a lot of these Lego sets, they, put Easter eggs in them, which are really fun. So I know on the NES part of it, there's a chunk that's completely covered, but you could take it off, and it's the whole like underground level of Super Mario, which is like, again, who's gonna ever see that? It's insane. To just put it there just for it to be. Did I put this in the upside down? I did. These in the wrong spot. Get to it. The Lego question mark block did, had the inside. There's a part where it's like it's Super Mario 64 themed. So there's a part where you build Peach's castle, and you can open up on this tiny castle. You can open up the castle, and then you can see like each of the rooms, and they have the tiny squares of the picture frames to jump into. And again, it's like who. Just that little detail, crazy. One of the on the Big Bowser, there's a POW block in it that was hidden. The last Lego set I did was the tall neck from Horizon. I saw that. I enjoyed Horizon when I played it. I didn't finish the second one. It got boring for me, which I'll get into. But I did see the tall neck, and because like it already looks like in the game too, like it's made out of Legos. It's like, yeah, that'd be a great one to make a Lego set and to build. Was that big? Was it as big as you would think it would be? As it looks like it should be? But Horizon, I enjoyed the first one a lot, but the second one I could not finish because it was too open. It's a pretty good size. Okay, yeah, as it should be. The second one I could not really finish because I got bored. It was too open with nothing in between. We could post in the Discord. Yeah, go ahead. It's too open without like anything to do, and I know eventually you can get flying, but like I had explored it felt like half the map and I still couldn't fly, and I was like, it's taking forever to get everywhere. Think missions felt repetitive, and I don't know, maybe it's because I had played the first one kind of close to it. Yeah, that was my opinion. Again, I enjoyed the series a lot. But now, also, yeah, they're making a Lego game of Horizon, which is one of those things where it's like, who asked for this? It's not as fun as the other Lego games. Oh, is it already out? I mean, that makes sense that it's not as fun. Again, nothing on the game. But it's like it doesn't have that joy that like Star Wars does. And again, I mean, Star Wars was a serious film franchise, but I mean, they were able to make it fun and funny too. But I don't see Horizon being that type of medium that you can kind of turn comedic. I mean, everyone has turned Star Wars comedic, whether it be Family Guy, Robot Chicken, every other parody. Now freaking Fortnite has the AI Darth Vader that people are getting Darth Vader to say some racist and out-of-pocket things. Flooded Axel, welcome. Hey, just wanted to say Saturday was my first ever experience with D&D. I am very sorry. That was... Well, while that is... Hold on, let me finish reading. The guy who wore a shirt related to the Twin Towers. Oh, yes. You had the anime Twin Towers shirt. The odds of that happening, incredible. Post a picture of the tall neck. Let me check it out quick. Thank you, Space, for posting that. Oh, no, people post pictures of cat. I love how active the Discord has come over this weekend. This is what I've been striving for. Ooh. That is really cool. Did it have any, like, hidden, like, things in there? Like, Easter eggs in the build as well? For anyone who doesn't play Horizon, or doesn't, it doesn't even really show better in here. Kind of. If you just go check out the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Okay, so but Axel, for the for D&D, yeah. I mean, it's great that was your first, that we were able to introduce you to D&D like that, because I mean, at its core, that improv D&D is what D&D is, like, to the barest bones of the game. Like, that's what it is. It's people, I mean, in a room together, sitting at the table, rolling dice, you're asked to do something and you rolled. Of course, there's usually more steps in there with ability modifiers, performance checks of some sorts, stuff like that. Combat is you more like, all right, do you hit, do you not hit? And I mean, that kind of was like happening too in the game. So there's more numbers, more math involved. But at its core, improv D&D really is just actually D&D. And that's why, that's one of the things that Dan and I, well, all of us, I say Dan and I just since we're the two up there. But all of us at Quest Bros, that's really kind of, there was a bug on there. Did you see that moving? That's what we strive, is to really create a version of D&D that is digestible, but is also realistic for how the actual game works. But then, of course, we turn it on its toes and make it funny. It's not, okay, you're an elf in the woods slaying a dragon for a wizard in a tower. Like, no, like, okay, as you saw, you're in a what were you guys in on Saturday? What was this restaurant called? A Waffle House in between the Twin Towers, trying to stop 9/11 from happening, or like stuff like that. There was a little watcher and alloy, but not much. Alloy, sorry. Things on the back of the necks are little swords. Oh, that's cool. So I have friends who actually played it, but it never really interested me. But Saturday had me cracking up. Friends actually thought I was in on it because of my shirt. I get it's so crazy how instances like that can happen, and how they really are just pure coincidence. But hey, I mean, hopefully, we sparked some type of interest in you that would make you want to try it. No judging at all, but can I ask, what about D&D doesn't interest you, or maybe what didn't interest you? It's a bunch of nerds, yeah. D&D is also just a bunch of nerds up together playing, having fun. But no, yeah, Axel, if you're comfortable sharing, or if you don't have a hot take, or maybe you do have a hot take and you don't want to out yourself, but just feel full curiosity on my end. Like, what is it about D&D that doesn't interest you? I know sometimes it can be the time commitment. That definitely is a lot and is intimidating, and also it's like, it's hard. Sometimes people don't like, that's like maybe like the number one reason that people don't play it. Especially like our campaign, Trials of Cyrnos, that Jared is running. We've been playing for, I think, a little over a year now, and we've just gotten through like the first arc. I don't think the first arc is fully on our YouTube. I think it's still uploaded. We kind of like backlog them just because there's definitely months where like we only record once a month for the D&D, or we play once a month. And we record 2 episodes every time we meet for that month. So then one sitting recording, we get 2 recordings out of. But there are definitely then months that go by that, I think it was like February, March, that we weren't able to get together at all. I think in November or December, there was a couple times we weren't able to get together. So it helps us that way. Only troubling part is, yeah, it takes a little bit for the content to come out. I think we were going to try and make the videos come out twice. Get 2 a month out, because I think we had enough backlog, but I think now we're not going to, because we're almost behind. But I think I technically have 4 episodes that still need to be edited. Well, not me, that we have to edit. So maybe we could. I don't know. I don't want to start doing 2 episodes and then not do 2 episodes. But yeah, again, I'm glad you enjoyed the improv show and that it was your first experience. Again, we always say we're sorry because it's so chaotic. This weekend was fun. The Scared, welcome. The Scared, were you there for both Friday and Saturday, or were you there just on Saturday? Or just Friday? My bad. I shouldn't assume. piss and the inside job. Alright, he was there for both. I've had friends who would say their campaigns end or get put off due to people not having time. It always seems boring to me, in my opinion, no offense. No, and that's fine. Yeah, it is the scheduling, it definitely is troublesome. The thing that works with our group is like really setting up side a time. So it's like the first Sunday of every month, this is when we're going to do improv. So then we all know, okay, the first Sunday of every month, we're going to all schedule that out. We're all going to reserve that time. And if it doesn't work, then we know well ahead at a time, then we can reschedule for a different week. But again, not everyone works that way, and sometimes just even that can be hard to do because if people are busy, have different schedules. If you are interested in D&D, but don't want that full commitment, especially because it might be boring, stuff like that, what might be interesting to you is to just do a one shot maybe ask your friends if you can play in a one shot, so that way it's not going for months or weeks or days or years. It's literally just that one day you play for a couple hours and the whole adventure and everything happens in that day, and then you're done. Because I know, yeah, definitely a longer campaign can be intimidating, and sometimes it might not be fun. And also, if you have those one shots, they could be more. I mean, that's what improv D&D is. It's a one shot, so you could get a little bit crazier, and it doesn't have to be as serious, and it could be more fun. The scare was also there for the 7. Yes. What was the other show on 2024 as Day Send? Because if Saturdays was 7 minutes in Femboy Hooters, I know that was what I ended up titling it. What was Friday's show? Does anyone remember off the top of my head? I know I can look it up, but if you all remember or just know off the top of your head, that would be easier. I'd seen I read it and then didn't read it out loud. I have seen VTubers do some campaigns, which they did jokes, which made it fun, but seeing you guys on Saturday at least piqued my interest a bit into it. Yeah, I think you really would have to. So it seems like you would want more of that fun comedic experience, which is great. And if you were to play with your friends, I think you would all need to be on the same page, or it would have to be well known going into it. Hey, this is the tone that we're going for. We're here to just have some fun. Here to have some fun, shoot the shit. Like, we're not taking this serious. It is just a one-time thing, or just like a one-shot. So let's just kind of get crazy with it. I think then from there, that type of adventure you'd have a lot of fun with. Because yeah, I mean, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, it's a whole community, and we went to Gen Con last year, and while I always say that Anime Central, the energy, the crowd were some of like the best we've ever experienced in a convention. The people at Gen Con, all of the TTRPG, the tabletop RPG game people, everyone that was into D&D, they, I think, in my opinion, were just the nicest people we've ever met. Like, I did not usually, like, at a convention, you're a little worried, like, hey, where do I go for this? Hey, can you help me find this? And sometimes people are rude. I mean, you see, like, some staff at some conventions, they don't like to answer the question, or they don't know, they're just blow you off. But we had to ask a bunch of people. I mean, Gen Con is huge, so we needed help getting places. We had a giant, we have our giant camera that we do recordings with, so we needed to ask, like, hey, is there somewhere we could store this? Everyone was so nice, and like, even if they couldn't find something, they were willing to like help us try to figure something out. And honestly, again, just some of the greatest people. And if you are playing with people that aren't nice and no rude, those people are pretentious and they're assholes. And don't let those people poison the community for you. It is this one we need, right? Yes. I love how the books have this 1-to-1 scale, so you can like literally put it up here and be like, oh, yep, that's the right piece. Fridays from 2024 was the Magic Schoolboy in that guy's ass. Yes. while he was in the Salty Splatoon. Yes, the Magic School. What that? Because that was so much. What did I end it? Was that the whole name? Did I put that whole name for the title? I've got it right here. Oh, where is it? Salty Splatoon, comma, Magic School Bus, comma, and that guy's butt. Yeah, because I didn't want to put that guy's ass. The staff are a mixed bag that changes year to year. Yeah, I mean, that goes... Sorry, you guys had problems. So, I will... okay, so this was also supposed to be a reflection about Anime Central as well. So, I will get into that. Here's the tea. Here's the thing. So, it is part on us, part on them. Things are resolved. I think we're good for next year. So I'm local for ASIN, and the reason why I ended into your live event was because of my friends who was into D&D and wanted to go, and I had nothing going on. Hey, that's a great reason for us. And okay, now you're here, and now you're part of a community. And it's exactly what I said. I didn't even realize it. D&D bringing people together, creating a community, and I love it. And we love you, and that's why we're all here, because we all have at least a similar thing in common. Even if it is not D&D, I'm sure there's 10 other things you can find in common with 10 other people in our community. Nope. That's not. This is the one tricky thing about building Legos while talking to y'all too is I get distracted and then I miss things. It's good to hear ASIN is my big con every year, so I would have been sad if you guys didn't come back. I know. So, I mean, I was already sad. So we were supposed to do a show Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday was supposed to be a all-ages, family-friendly show. But, so, originally, I wasn't even supposed to be at Anime Central, because, as you guys heard during the performance, there was a wedding that I was invited to, and a lot of discussions with my girlfriend, and we discussed, and it was like, it's okay if I don't go to the wedding, and that if I go to Anime Central instead. So originally, before we didn't know about the wedding's date first. We had everything already like applied for first, and then we found out the wedding was going to be when it was, and it was a 2-day wedding too. So then we're like, hey, I'm not going to be there, so that means we were going to have like we have an A team, a B team, A and a half team. A team, of course, being Dan and I. B team being I do what Dan does, and then Jared does what I do. And then I guess A and a half, A.5, whatever you want to call it, would be Dan doing it, and then Jared doing my role. So because then we were gonna have to have a different. Well, also because we weren't all gonna be there, we didn't get a hotel. Because we didn't have a hotel, we didn't want to have to drive back and forth multiple days to a different state, 3 days in a row. So we're like, hey, let's at least just cancel Sunday. It's going to be a lot easier for us. We're like, sure. Sunday was the one that was like, it's okay if we don't do. Also, it would have been at 10 in the morning. It would have been rough. Especially because we stayed in a hotel like 20 minutes outside of Rosemont. I think we were in Glenview, something like that. 20 minutes north. So because that I wasn't gonna be there for some of the time, we weren't gonna do a show. We didn't have the hotel. We got late. We didn't even know we were gonna make it to ASIN, so that was a big issue. I forgot how I even got onto this. I'm reading the chat now again to remind myself. Oh, okay. So now I was talking about. So now, kind of everything sounds like we're coming back. Yes, ish. I think 90% sure. So we got some clarification. So I had worked on the application, submitted it for our panel and everything, and when I had submitted the application, I was 90% sure that I also put that we had other panelists on our show, because we always have minimum 3, Jared, Dan, and myself. Minimum, that's us. We never have done it with anyone less than that. If we do it less than that, we're not recording it. Um, so, the big issue that came was that I sent an email being like, hey, I'm not going to be there. I was still anticipating being at the wedding. And I was like, hey, I'm not going to be there on Friday. I have other people in our group that are going to be like the head contact. Can I make sure they're the head contact? They have their badges and everything. They're like, oh, you guys missed the deadline for this. And I was like, I didn't see that there was a deadline. I tried talking about them. I was like, is there anything that we can do? Is there any way we can fix this? We can get their badge. Like, you guys know we came here last year. We're doing the exact same thing as last year. You guys gave us a bigger room, ideal time. Like, you guys know what we can do and what we can provide, and you're trusting us in this, and like, can you just work with us? There's nothing we can do. So that was a little frustrating. Because now I was then the only person who was able to get a badge and was like registered on the panel. So that means nobody else was like allowed to run the panel, but I had to be there minimum. So, which is why I was able to kind of talk to my girlfriend to get out of going to the wedding. It was not getting out of going to it, but I was able to miss the wedding. Or else we would have had to cancel the entire weekend. And we did not want to do that because we knew how much sorry, I'll figure this out. We knew how important Anime Central was to everyone last year, and we're like, okay, well, we don't want to not be there because it was such an amazing show last time. So now I let everyone know, hey, I'm the only one who can get a badge. Again, we have 4 people. Also, Anime Central only gives 3 badges per max for panels. So I was like, okay, you all have to buy your own badges. This is now the first convention that we've all had to pretty much all have had to buy our own badges for. Every other con, we're basically working at it, so we get at least free badges to at least attend the con. So now it's like, all right, we gotta figure out the badges situation. We gotta figure out a hotel situation, and then we gotta go there. So it was very frustrating talking to them. They're like, hey, can we get a professionals badges? Because like, we're becoming an entertainment company. We're no longer just fans, and these are no longer just fan panels. Like, we're kind of getting above that, and you've all seen how our panel does. Like, there are professional panels that aren't even doing what we're doing. So we would like to kind of have some accommodation. They weren't listening to us. They weren't hearing us. And it was, again, very frustrating. So at that point, we're like, if Anime Central doesn't want to work with us, I don't know if we want to come back. And that's kind of the discussion that we had for a little bit. Trying to figure all that out, like, is this worth coming back if they can't even recognize what we're doing for them? You are providing a service. The center should act like it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're providing a service, and now we had to pay to do it this year, which is crazy. And again, so many people. This was a highlight, really, for all of us. So many of you came to us in person, like stopped us as we're walking around. Was like, "Hey, I had an amazing time at Improv. It was a great time." And a lot of you have even said too, it's like, we're creating core memories for you guys. And it's like, I've never been to a panel that does that for people. Like, it's more than just a panel at this point. Like, it's really an experience that we're creating. And we would like to kind of be highlighted a little bit more, supported more, even just advertised more. Like, you saw how big the room was and how much we filled that room just with people either reading it in the guidebook and with us walking around with a sign. I'm curious, actually, how many people would have showed up if we didn't have that sign? But imagine how many more people would be there if Anime Central posted about it, shared it, posted it on their social media. It could have been so much bigger, and we could have, like, honestly, we could headline probably one of these cons one of these days, which is what we're hoping for. So going back, that was the frustration that we were running into. We're like, I don't know, clearing it all. Oh, hold on, let me catch up on the chat. Most of the panels at ASUN are also just straight up lectures. Like, I have no interest in sitting through a class. It feels like ASUN is just so used to these type of panels, they don't care. I've been to several panels, and none of them have any content that I could recall, really call from memory. Meanwhile, I've been quoting you guys for 2 years now. One word, Alpha Mouse. Piss. Thank you. Heart, heart. Where's it? My camera. There it is. Or how are people doing it now? Is it like, I don't know. I always do it like this. How are the kids doing it? How are the kids doing hearts now? The middle? Like this? This is so much harder. It's so much harder. Oh yeah, that. Okay. So yes. So you guys are getting me all over the place with so many things I want to talk about. This is great. I love having things to talk about, especially while I do this. So it came then to the point where Dan was frustrated with them too, and he was like, I don't know if I want to. Dan told me, he's like, I don't know if I want to go to ASCENT because it's they're not wanting to work with us. Like, if they don't want us to be there or like support us or anything, like, why should I want to? And I convinced him, and I was like, hey, trust me, it's gonna be a great time. And then we talked about it after. He's like, yeah, it was a great time, so glad we did it. Because all of you really inspire us, or not even inspire us, but like, you ignite the flame in us every time. Every single time we were walking somewhere, and someone would just pass by, and it's like, hey, it's the Quest Bros, hey, it's the D&D guy, the improv D&D guys, hey, we saw you got a show, great time. I literally we would like make the joke where it's like, I'd be walking, I'd be tired, and someone would say, hey, it's the Quest Bros, and I'd be like, I've gotten the strength to continue going. Like, you guys literally were bringing life into us. So I talked to people, the staff at Anime Central, for the panelists, and like, asked them, I was like, hey, I'm not here, I'm not mad, I'm not here to fight, I'm not here to get in an argument or anything. I would just like some clarification, because your emails were very short, and I'm sure it's because you all were doing a lot of things right before con started. So I just want to kind of see if I get some clarification. He got some clarification, understood that he wasn't able to add anything, even if he wanted to, like, the system just wouldn't allow it. Like, there was nothing he could do. And then for getting professionalist level badges, that's out of his control. Somebody else. I was like, great, cool. I've got no beef. It really just seems like a lot of miscommunication and just misunderstanding. Which is why, if you kind of recognize, I don't know if anyone paid close enough attention on Saturday when I gave my little spiel at the end of like, hey, we want to come back next year, we need your stuff. I didn't say anything about us not returning, because we were more on the side of like, okay, yeah, we can return now that we know what needs to happen. I'm really behind on this chat. I think they also do it with the 2 fingers at least. Yeah. One day y'all be in a massive hall. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think we were in one of the biggest rooms they had. I don't know. I think the other bigger room would have just been like directly above us, where I know they had what was it? The Dandadan, whatever, anime people. That was like happening right before our panel. That room probably would have been the big one. And I think we could get really close to filling it. I think, or if anything, we're filling it to the same capacity that they are for these celebrity ones. Again, and they would just have to promote it. I want to add on what Eggman said. Friend who is into D&D wanted to go to a panel about infamous history of ghost story dubs. It was a history lesson on Japanese folklore and the ghost. I walked out on it, but me, who isn't a fan of D&D, stayed for your panel on Saturday. For such a big panel, seems like a major flaw to not allow for changes past deadlines, especially for panels that have had a massive success. Yeah, the room above you was the biggest. Yeah, see, you all, I'm so glad to know I'm not just like, it's not just like, I'm not in my head about this. I'm not just like, oh, we should be better because we're good. No, like, you all are saying exactly what I'm saying. And of course, if the guys were here too, they would be happy to hear all this stuff coming from you as well. So we got it all, kind of all cleared out, and I think that any misunderstandings clarified. So I'm not confirming it in here. I'm just at least kind of speaking it, just to kind of say it though. It does seem like the chances of us coming back to Anime Central are very, very likely, especially with how much y'all supported us. It really did help. But please fill out those post-con surveys and let Anime Central know, like, you like directly want us. And again, mention Quest Bros, because there was Deadliest Dungeon, a group was invited, professionals, they had a booth, and their panel had like didn't have that many people. And so now if we could kind of get their treatment and have something like that, I think we could do even better. We were full both nights once it got going, yes. And of course, it always depends on other panels that are happening and everything flowing in. But yeah, both Friday and Saturday were full. And last year, Friday's room, max capacity. Like, people couldn't come in because there was no more space. Then I think Saturday we had a bigger room, and we filled that room again. And we're doing this all by ourselves. We're not getting any help from them, from Anime Central. Where Arthur Morgan is shooting pistols into the air in celebration of hearing news of your inevitable return. You guys could definitely be as big as the Legends of Eredris, or even more so. Man. But we just need their support, need their help too. We can't do everything by ourselves. So I gotta go back and check. There are definitely talking points today. Again, you're talking about too how panels are normally just lectures, and yes, that is one thing that I think I 100% agree, and we've noticed or recognized that is why our panel. One of the things that makes our panel so successful is that we aren't that. We aren't just sitting up there talking. And if you were there on Saturday early, and that's why I said multiple times and made sure to point it out. Hey, this isn't how the panel is going to be. Don't worry, like this is going to be interactive, because it was at one point all four of us just up on stage just talking like a Q&A. And this was not about to be a panel about improvising in Dungeons and Dragons or stuff like that. Like, no, this was more interactive. So I really wanted to make sure that was clear, because so many panels are just a lecture. We got a whole mechanism. And then also I will say, doing that Q&A at the beginning before the actual show, I loved it. All of us loved that so much. It was so like heartwarming for us to like be like, oh my gosh, like people actually are interested in who we are and what our favorite classes are, or what our stories that we have are. Like, people actually care about that. What? So that was awesome. I would love to do something like that again. Quest Bros force the Legends to do the D&D improv session as a collab. It would be absolute chaos. So we are currently, here's the inside scoop. I don't really know where this is going yet, but we are currently talking with conventions now to let us do improv D&D with celebrities. Because again, so many celebrity Q&As, so celebrity panels are just Q&As. Like, don't you want to see celebrities having fun, playing games, joking around, stuff like that? Like, it would be so much more engaging, and so many more people would go to them if it was a celebrity up on stage playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing improv D&D. So we're trying to work with conventions. Hopefully, we're hoping to have something like that this year, to get celebrity to come up on stage. And so the way that would work, though, is it would be a little bit different. Hold on, I'm missing a piece. Am I missing a piece? Nope, no, I'm not. It would require us to structure improv D&D a little bit different, where we wouldn't get we'd either have a lot of celebrities, so kind of like you're saying, Eggman, having the whole cast of Baldur's Gate 3, or like a whole bunch of celebrities. It'd have to be that. Or if we only get one celebrity, we let that celebrity choose what role, or let the audience choose what role they want. And then it would be members of the Quest Bros who would then fill up on stage, because I don't want to choose a random person from the audience to come up on stage. And now I'm endangering this person, this celebrity, because I don't know anything about them. But at least if it's our people, we have control of it, and we know to monitor ourselves. It's why I stopped going to most panels. I'm done with school, and I don't want to sit in a room for an hour plus to be talked at. Some even pass you quizzes. Like, why? They had one where the voice actors were doing that, but it was just them chilling, goofing off, and it was almost empty. Yeah. Yeah, we would love to do improv D&D with a celebrity. I think that would be so much fun. Especially we were at Fan Expo last year, and Matthew Lillard was there. Matthew Lillard is huge into D&D. That would have been so cool to have him on stage with us. So we're hoping to have that, if not this year, maybe next year. And just working with the conventions. And it wouldn't be like all of them are like that. Maybe the Friday show is with audience members, and then the Saturday show is celebrities. Or maybe we have two on Saturday, where one is with fans and then one's with a celebrity. Or different versions, different iterations. We'd have to talk and figure out what the convention wants, what they're able to do, and just what we have time and energy for. Because while we are also there to perform, we also do like to just enjoy the con as well. Yeah. One thing that I would also die of, I would be happy to do the whole cast of Baldur's Gate. That would be so good. Whether they are playing their characters or not, yeah, it's important to keep the community playing the game. Yeah. And that's the thing we would have to still workshop or discuss with the group, is like, how do we continue? Of course, like, you can allow the heckling and stuff like that. And I think so it'd be similar to how, if anyone has watched the video for our improv D&D show with the improv group Funny Bone Mafia, we did that about a week ago. Not a week ago, like maybe a month ago. Or maybe it was the beginning of this month. I don't remember. But we only use members of their improv group, and then they all within their group were auditioning for their roles, and then the audience is still cheering. And maybe we do something similar to that. So still allowing the audience to vote for who they want in different roles and let chaos happen. Because like you said, yeah, we would have to keep that community element, because that is a crucial part of what the show is, or what the shows are. One thing I would have always wanted to do, actually we tried to last year at Anime Milwaukee. So on the topic of panels being boring because they're just talking to people, talking at people, something that Michael and I wanted to do was, as meta as it might sound, is a panel about how to run a successful panel. We're going to call it How To Panel. Because we have now been able to successfully run a panel year after year, con after con, every single room, full, engaging, active. And we want to run a panel. Be like, hey, this is how we run our panel that's been successful. We've gotten sponsorships because of it. And we want to share this information and everything that we've learned, all the do's and the don'ts, the goods and the bads, and let people know too, like, also, like, we didn't get successful just like instantly. Like, it took time. There was failure. There was lots of things that we learned. We were always changing our panel in some way, shape, or form to include different things. Whether it's small adjustments, big adjustments. And we definitely think we could share that knowledge with people that want to host their own panel, while also still making it engaging and not just be I'm going to sit and talk to you. Like, my favorite thing to do is go out into the crowd. Is it the top one or the last one? So if I get a wireless mic, ooh, I'm going to be everywhere. And Of course, at ASIN, I didn't have that long of a microphone, so I wasn't able to get too far in there. But I love doing that, and that's what I would do during the panel. Is I would talk, I'd get with the people, I'd interact with them during the panel. I'm not just going to sit up there and talk about them, talk to them. And it's also not going to be, because I've definitely been in panels where it's like, how to be, because I mean, but we're YouTubers, and it's like, how to be successful like content creator. And someone's just like showing off their numbers the entire time. They're like, I've got 100,000 subscribers, and now, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, when you get the 100,000, and they're just talking about their money and their numbers. And it's like, you're not helping at all. Or some panels that I've been to, it's like, yeah, I just blew up overnight, and that's how I got big, and then this is what I just kept doing. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't help either. Because we definitely did not blow up overnight. This definitely took time. I told you guys, we've been doing this for 7 or 8 years now. And it's just now starting to grow and get somewhere. So in ASIN 23, a VTuber did D&D with some voice actors. It was a small room and wasn't full, from what I remember, because everyone else was trying to get in line for the anime feat panel. I always wonder too with a VTuber how, I mean, the VTuber community at an anime community, of course, is going to be a lot higher. But it also depends on who the celebrities or who the voice actors are too. Yeah, I'm sure it was already answered early in the stream, but I joined late, so I'm going to ask anyway. That's okay. What other cons do you guys plan on going to this year? That's a great question. I did not answer it, so no problem. Apollo Star, also welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. So other cons, Rome was built in a day, but it sure was built faster when more people are helping stack the bricks. 100%. And you in the chat, all of you that support us, or whether you support us just by being there, by talking, being a part of this community, or if you do support us financially, like on our Discord, like you are, not our Discord, excuse me, our Patreon. On Patreon, you are helping us support us in a whole nother way too, which is huge. And that's how we can do those giveaway stuff, by giving badge ribbons and stickers, buttons, all that type of stuff. I was the guy who was the Velma and the Eggman looking guy. I got picked twice. That always happens. Jared and Michael. So, I mean, when you all dress differently every day, it makes it hard for us to recognize who's who. And really, when people are picking other people, everything, it's a vibe check. And like, if you can tell talking, while we're talking with people before. Let's get you in the fedora. Okay, I remember. Yes. Thank you everyone for helping me re-identify you. But no, like when we're like chilling beforehand, we're also doing vibe checks on people. We know who the weirdos are. And we know like you're gonna come up there, and if you're gonna give a bad answer, or it's just gonna be like, oh yeah, or it's like a cringy answer, like not even like funny cringy. It's like, all right, like we're not gonna pick you. It's like, we know it, because of course we also want to give opportunities to a lot of people, but we also want to make sure all the options that are available for the audience to choose are good. And you probably can all identify, like, it's like, okay, I don't know, it's gonna be weird, but also the audience chooses who they want. So if anything, at least we can do is give the audience the choice to pick. So cool, you come up, I'll give you the chance to at least audition, but who the audience chooses, that's on them. I messed up the improv section for Rio. I thought of a funny answer after I sat back down. That's how it always works. Recognize me anytime. I'm with Eggman Wizard though. Yep, I always, Little Girl and Eggman, I know y'all. I'll probably never go up due to stage fright. Any memorable examples of bad vibe? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go back because I skipped Alpha Mouse's question. I don't want to skip it. This is a great issue that I'm having, that I can't respond to things fast enough. Other cons that we plan on doing this year. We are first. Hold on, let me grab a new bag. We're on bag 4 now. Only bag 4. This whole time we did 1 bag. I think I've been working at a consistent pace. I'm just doing this quick because I know it's gonna make a lot of noise. Cons that we are for sure doing this year. I know one for sure we are doing. is Fan Expo Chicago. Fan Expo Chicago is kind of one of our... They're the con that honestly treats us like royalty. They treat us so well. Our badges gets us in, like, we can go in through the exit. They get us all the badges. They don't help with like a hotel or travel or anything like that, which is fine. But like they give us a lot of badges for our whole group. Usually cons only give us like 2, 3, maybe 4 badges at most. Last year they were able to give us all 8 people in our group, which was amazing. But also we're performing 2 shows. I think normally it's like 4 max, but because we're doing 2, so it's 4 and 4. So they're able to work with us on that. And they're the ones that we're trying to work with to do a celebrity panel. But again, don't know if that's gonna happen. Take it with a grain of salt. So Fan Expo Chicago for sure. Here's a little, I guess, insight of a potential maybe happening in like 3 weeks, maybe. This is what you all get for something I wouldn't post about, but I'll say it in the chat and on stream. During Anime Central, someone approached me after I did my spiel, and I was just standing in the back, kind of just vibing, just aura farming, one might say. And she was asking me, she was like, hey, not asking me, she was like, hey, I am social media manager for a convention called WeebCon in Indiana, and I would love for you to, telling me, I would love for you to come and like help host events and have improv D&D, or like and bring improv D&D, because we're always looking for more panels. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, give me your contact, here's my contact, let's talk about it. So we might be at WeebCon Indiana in a couple weeks, maybe, don't know. Again, still need to talk about that, communicate, get the details, because that's, reason we weren't going to go to Gen Con this year is because that was too far away for us, and this is at the literal exact same place. So we would need a kind of a lot of accommodation, or we'd be asking for a lot of accommodations to get all of us to go to Improv D&D. To just get me to go to do something, I'm more likely to. So that one is a potential. So we are based from the Milwaukee area, so this year we're looking at more cons in our area, our space. And, oh, hey, Jared's in the chat. The Matt Mercer wannabe anime magic. I will get to that, yes. The ones in the Milwaukee area we're looking at doing is Anime 414, Mad Expo, which is in Madison, Colossal Con North we applied to. You know, Colossal Con North actually denied us one year. And then like the next year they asked us to come back and we told them no, because they denied us once. So now we applied again. We're like, okay. Actually, I think they waitlisted us. So now we applied again. Like, hey, now we got a better record. Hopefully they don't waitlist us or say no. So that's potential. I think there's like a Nostalgia Con in Milwaukee. A lot of Milwaukee ones that we're doing. I don't know of any other Chicago ones that we got planned besides Fan Expo Chicago. But if there are cons that people want us to go to, I'm sure there's tons that we don't know about or are missing. So like, please let us know, and we can always look into it. And if it's reasonable, distance-wise, or if they're able to accommodate stuff for us, like we would love to reach a broader audience. I keep telling people that we should do the Midwest Fur Fest. 2 reasons. 1, it's a different audience. Maybe 3 reasons. 2, well, first, it's a different audience. We can reach new people. That's always great. A new community. Grow. Because why should we ignore the furries? The furries have the money anyway. And 2, it's in Chicago. Shouldn't be too far, too bad, or anything. So I think it's in Rosemont Center. 3 reason, last year somebody reached out to us on Discord and was like, hey, are you guys at Anime Fur Fest or the Midwest Fur Fest? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, there's another panel here called like Improv Dungeons and Dragons. And so I had my girlfriend like reach out. Oh, this is Yoshi's foot. I just realized. I now see it. my girlfriend reach out, like, because she doesn't have like any Quest Bros things like associated with her, so I didn't want to reach out. And she asked them like, "Oh hey, I see that you're doing this improv D&D thing. Like, are you associated with the Quest Bros? Because I know they do that, and it's kind of like their thing." And the dude was like, "No, I gave them some credit though. They're great." So I was like, this dude just admitted that he stole improv D&D from us, and now is doing it at his thing, and he's been doing it for like 3 years. And I was like, that's so also we're looking to trademark this too. Hopefully, maybe, who knows? At least the name. Which is why we updated our logo, so it's not the Wizards of the Coast Dungeons and Dragons. But I was like, okay, well now that's proof that there is, there is a following for Improv Dungeons and Dragons at the Midwest First Fest. We would just have to, if we do apply, we'd have to like reach out to the panel people and be like, hey, this is our panel. We've been doing this for years all across. This guy has taken it from us. Yes, sorry, I started reading all over the place. Yes. So yeah, so I don't know, we're all over the place. But yeah, if there are other ones that you want us to go to, let us know. Again, I'm gonna come back to your question. It'll Girl. The only other cons we have gone to what other cons have you gone to that don't do panels? Because we don't, Fan Expo Chicago does it. Anime Milwaukee is always our big one, so we did that this year, and C2E2, so we'll be doing those again next year. So C2E2 and Anime Milwaukee. Anime Milwaukee is like where we got started, so we always would do that one. Yeah, that was always a good one. Yeah, what other panels are you, or cons are y'all going to that don't do panels? Alright, Eggman, coming back to your question, any memorable examples of a bad vibe audience member? So before I even answer that, I do want to shout out Jared and Michael, because of course, as you all see, they are the ones who are out in the crowd picking the people, and they do a really good job of finding good people. Whether they do miscount one time or another, we all make mistakes, but that always makes fun moments. And they also, like, they know, yeah, there are like the people that are loud, like the wizard guy from Friday's show, or if you ever see the knight in shining armor who comes, like, it's definitely like, yeah, that is a loud person, but they do create a fun experience. And even the other people that came up on stage, mine is like the one repeat, they are able to find new people pretty much every time, and it still be a good show. Of course, when people do dress up, like, who was it that was saying? The Apollo Star? Yeah, Apollo Star. You dress up 2 different times. It's hard for us to remember who is who when you're dressed up as Eggman one day and Velma another day. Those are 2 completely different people. Like, it's gonna be tricky. Also, that means you got a good vibe from us, or you gave us a good vibe. So, cheers to you. So sometimes there are gonna be people. I think technically the wizard, or if not the wizard, the healer on Saturday's show had been up once before. But now going back, answering the question, bad vibe audience members. So again, Jared and Michael have gotten really good at catching the vibes now, because we have run into, there's a couple, either people are just awkward, they're just not memorable, but there is one memorable one before, and this is now these people are the reason why I have to give examples to everyone, where I say, we don't want serious answers. I want a silly answer. I want stupid answers. And I give an example of an answer. Because our Anime Magic, the first show we did with Michael, and was honestly, Anime Magic, I don't blame them. It was one of their first years around. So they were still very new. That convention took place at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Excuse me, the one that's across the street from the Rosemont Center, next to if you're standing at the fountain of the Rosemont, you're looking at the 3 hotels right there. There's the Embassy, the DoubleTree, and then the Crown. The convention took place at the Crown, so it was only at a hotel, and not even like the Hilton Hotel. So it was there. It was small. Our panel was like Saturday at like midnight, and they only had like paper schedules. They didn't have like anything digital online. So when you were given the paper schedule for Saturday, we were cut off, so you couldn't even see that our panel existed unless you had the Sunday one. But people that are only there for Saturday, they don't pick up the Sunday one. They never see we have a panel. So we had no promotion, no one helping us at all. They only gave us $30, maybe only $15 for our panel. We didn't even get a badge for it. That only covered parking for one day. And I think that's actually the first panel where we met the knight in shining armor, which is a fun memory because that's where that got started. So I always will appreciate it from there. But again, so now to the point why I got to the example of a bad vibe. So there was only maybe like 30 people in this panel. This was like a classroom, like lecture hall, like looking room. We also don't have a recording of this because we weren't recording it yet. So, sorry, this Lego thing is confusing me right here. That goes there. This one goes here. One of the people is cosplaying Matt Mercer, and their significant other is cosplaying Marisha Ray. I'm like, that's cool. You all love D&D. That's awesome. And they came up, and I asked them, they're like, oh, what's your greatest weapon? And they gave me like an actual answer from like a D&D campaign. Like it was like about a sword or a kunai chain, or it was like an actual, just like a real thing from their campaign. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then everyone else came up on stage, or like after them, and they gave like funny answers. Yeah, they gave like funny answers. The other people that gave the funny answers, they were chosen. They were selected. It was good. It was great. On with the show. So they are the reason now that I give an example and tell people, hey, we don't want serious answers. Because then, after that, there was, I don't remember what convention it was. I posted in a Facebook page being like, hey, we're Quest Bros, we're coming to Anime whatever, Anime Central, or Fan Expo, whatever it was. Come check us out. And then they responded, they're like, oh, were you at Anime Magic? And I was like, yeah, we hope you had a great time. And they're like, oh no, we didn't have a good time. And I was like, oh, did you not have a good time at the convention, or did you not have a good time at our show? They're like, at your show. Your guys' thing was kind of very cliquey and very like selective, and like we weren't, because we weren't picked then because we didn't have witty enough answers. And it's like, oh, we're sorry that happened, or like, we're sorry, basically, we're sorry you feel that way. But the audience is in charge, and it's different every time, so you never know what's gonna happen, and ha ha ha. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's really just like hang loose like that. Oh, no, there's something to put through. So because of that, it's like, oh, okay, I need to give examples and let people know we don't want a serious answer, because there have now been people that are like, hey, I'm gonna give a serious answer, and it's like, ooh. Critical Zaya, heyo, welcome to the stream. So that is the example that Jared was talking about with the Matt Mercer wannabe at Anime Magic. That whole show itself was just wild, crazy. But yeah. So the other cons goes, okay, we did that. I mean, might have to do one where it's only returners. So we actually did have that conversation, this weekend, of, hey, what if we did something like that? What if one time, if there are enough people in the crowd, it probably would have to be Anime Central at this point. If we bring up people that have either been on stage before, it's like fighters, and it's all people that that have chosen before, we recognize, or that are fan favorites and stuff like that. Bring them all on, let them choose, and now it's like an all-star cast. I think that could be really cool. So we got the feet kicking now. So I think that could be really cool to see, or just really cool to have. Sorry, I'm checking the stats now. I'm curious how many people are here. Awesome, you're doing really well. This is a great stream. Thanks everyone for being here. Yeah. So that could be kind of cool to do returners on this. Was there a point that a question I was gonna answer or something I was gonna say, or talk about that I skipped? I feel like I'm missing something or skipped something or someone. But Critical Zaya, how you doing? How's everyone else doing? You scared? I think I wrote Eggman and Adel Girl. Is it Adel? Am I saying that right? As Adel? Apollo Star, if y'all still here. Alpha Mouse. Let me know how y'all are doing. How's everyone's night going? How's everyone's Monday? How's everyone first day after con? I know some of you didn't go to work. Some did. You're here. Awesome. How is going back to work day after con? We're on bag 5 now. You are actually Adel? Is it Adel? Right? Like dreidel? Exhausted. Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, we went home Saturday, like right after our show. Like if you saw us on our show, we did it. We went out to the fountain, like a dill pickle. Dill pickle. A dill. Okay. A dill girl. Okay. We also had a 5-hour drive home. Oof. Luckily, our drive was not that bad. So yeah, right after Saturday show, you saw us. We said goodbye. We took the group photo. Then we went out to the fountain. We handed out any stickers. Said goodbye to anyone else who was there, who was chilling. And then we got in the car and I drove us all home. It was about an hour and a half, maybe hour 45 home. Maybe closer to 2. Well, without the traffic, it was closer probably to an hour and a half. But yeah, and then we got home probably around like midnight, and then I'm so glad then I had Sunday off. Michael, though, in our group, he had to go to work the next day. So, rip to him. Oh, missing a piece. Yes. But I can imagine if anyone, I mean, there was still con on Sunday, so there are definitely people there. And then you're going to work Monday the next day. I mean, I think it is a good idea to, if you're financially able to, and also you just have like the time to do it, to take off on Monday, do it. Because yeah, having that day to rest definitely can be a big saver. I'm just fortunate. It's like fortunate and unfortunate, because then I didn't get to do the rest of the con, the rest of the day, see any of you, run into anyone, but my mental is better because of it, or physical exhaustion is. Okay, hold on, I gotta go back up in the chat. Axel's exhausted. Alpha Mouse exhausted, had a 5-hour drive home. Wow, 5 hours. I'm trying to think when we went to Indiana, that was even 5 hours. I think it was only 5 hours because of the traffic. If you're comfortable sharing Alpha Mouse, I'm not trying to dox you or anything. What state are you from? I mean, honestly, you could just be going straight south in Illinois, and you could still be in Illinois for 5 hours. Or are you going all the way out to Ohio? Or are you in Nebraska, Minnesota? Critical Zaya. This was my very first ASEN, and the very first time ever seeing Improv D&D, and you guys killed it. It's literally what sold me on going to ASEN next year if they work with you guys. Yes, so I think we kind of talked about it a little bit before you were here. We are more on the side of here. So if we have a scale where it's like highly unlikely, kind of or highly unlikely, likely, middle, unlikely, very unlikely. We are in between like likely and very likely, or what highly likely, whatever. We're more toward the side of coming back next year. We kind of got everything figured out, and any of the issues that we had were just kind of miscommunications and misunderstandings with staff, and just the not really with staff. It's just like this is a communication with just emailing and timing and stuff like that. And because of how amazing all of you have been in the community, we would be idiots to not return. So hopefully, if we do return, though, we get bigger support from Anime Central. So please, again, fill out those post-con surveys and let them know that you want Quest Bros and Improv D&D. Specifically Quest Bros, because there was another improvised Dungeons & Dragons people there, so we don't want them to get confused with us, or have them get our fame for all the work that we put in. But I'm glad we were able to sell you guys to come back to Anime Central. This was actually only our second year. Last year was our first year, and again, it's only been a positive experience. Everyone is I will say Anime Central is always the best community and the best group of people compared to any other convention that we've been to. Plug in our content. We have a podcast, Side Quest. There is a podcast which it is still relevant, and I still think it is a very good listen, where we do a review of our improv D&D shows from 2024. We talk about every show that we did in 2024, the best parts, the lowest parts, the history. It's a great listen. Usually our podcast is just improvise. Like, we don't have any subjects or any talking points. We just kind of just sit down and just see what happens. That was one of the first ones, or few, that we actually had like talking points, and we came into it with a plan. So go listen to that. You can listen to it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It's definitely worth a listen, because you'll definitely learn a lot, and you kind of get our perspective on Improv D&D for all of last year. And of course, we'll probably do one again for this year when the con season is over. But we're glad you're coming back next year, and hopefully we are too. Probably are, if again, I can win. Everything, not setting anything in stone. Hopefully everything happens and works out well. Sorry, I'm very behind in the chat. In post, Nascara said in post Ascend depression mode, but one more week of work before freedom for 2 months. Freedom for 2 months. What is going on for 2 months? Hopefully everything is okay and everything's good and it's not anything bad, but if you are, hopefully everything is recovering well and it's a nice easy 2 months for you. Adele girl, I have off today. Work for recovery. You have off today for recovery, but I go in tomorrow in less than 12 hours. Yeah. Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah. I'll be in work also in less than 12 hours. I got paid vacation days for Thursday, Friday, and Monday. That's the way to do it. What we end up doing is, I used to take off Thursdays. I think now I'll usually just take a half day on Thursdays. Because honestly, the meta is, like Alpha Mouse says, the meta is taking off Monday, but I think also the meta is coming up on Thursday and staying that Thursday to Friday. So when con is there, you're already there, you're already ready, you're not struggling, you're not rushing, you're already there. For us, it works best. I always like to take a half day because then I can focus that half day on packing, getting anything ready, all loose miscellaneous stuffs. Or if I do just take the whole day off, I will. Usually depends if I have overtime, comp time, anything like that. But what we did this time, which I'm also not opposed to doing either, is Thursday night after everyone's just done with work, 6 or 7 o'clock, we head down to Chicago. And that works for us. So then people still get their full work day. It's one less day to have to request off for PTO or anything like that. You save your comp times, whatever you have. And then we're still there Thursday. Yeah, we get there at like 10 or 11, but it's fine anyway. My girlfriend's in the back playing video games. She made a noise, and I was concerned. But yeah. So then you only have to take Friday off, or Friday and Monday. So just one less day. our suggestion. But if you have got the time to take off for Thursday as well, oh yeah, go for it. Where is this guy? Okay. Apollo Star, do you have any tips for running panels? I had hosted a panel when the original person who asked for the room didn't show up, so I took over and named it Rogue Panel. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that because that's a longer topic. Alpha Mouse, taking Mondays off is the meta. Yep. Flood Axel, I got home at 9 p.m. yesterday, knocked out. Woke up 3 hours before work. Was tired all day. Yeah. 9 p.m. Yeah, that's rough. Alpha Mouse, I live over by STL on the Illinois side. Thankfully missed all the tornado madness since I was at the con. Oh, hey, great for you. Congratulations. Hopefully everyone you know is good and nothing bad happened to anyone you know and love. But I mean, anyone that was affected by that, hopefully everyone's okay. Yeah, I'm scared. Good. My work is seasonal, so I'm off for the summer. Oh, okay. Well, great. Congratulations. Did you take some time to eat some of that good Chicago food while you were here? No. The food is good. The food is good. I'm saying no because good Chicago food is also expensive Chicago food. I made peanut butter and jellies for us for lunch for both Friday and Saturday. And then we had bags of chips that I put in my bag and then we ate at the con. Dinner, we went to the Caddy Shack, which is across the street. The food was good, though. And then Saturday, we were just tired and wanted something quick, so we got McDonald's. When we are at C2E2, that's a lot easier for us to kind of get, like, Chicago food. So, because Chinatown is so close to C2E2's convention center, we are always in Chinatown eating good Chinatown food. So that one is always really nice. We don't drive in the train from the city. Commuter only a catch. Oh, okay, train. Yeah, luckily we have one that can drive on Sundays. Yeah, our friends in our group, Matthew and Nicole, for C2E2, they took the train. They live in like the northern, or they were staying in the northern part of Illinois, and were able to take the train down and then just walk from the train to the convention center, which was actually pretty easy for them, which was nice. But again, I don't know what track it is, how it all works. Something else. That's McCormick Center though. But again, Fan Expo is at the Rosemont Center. Always gonna hype it. I always think it's a good one. But it's not anime based, it's more just like general fan based. The music done? Nope, it's just really quiet. Oops. Alright. Apollo Star, I'm coming back to your question. Any tips for running a panel? You hosted a panel when the original person who asked for the room didn't show up. So I took over and named it Rogue Panel. So first, can you give me some context? This is good practice for if I ever run a panel, how-to panel. Can you give me some context? Kind of like tell me. I mean, what was the panel about? What was your focus? What was your first? Let's start there. What was your panel about? That's a good place to start. Before I overload you with questions. Shout out to my girlfriend Kelly for bringing me some water. I would be dying right now if I didn't have any more. How's your game going?
Good. I'm losing by 1 of the second race.
The RC car? The RC car?
No.
Oh, the Koopa?
Koopa.
Oh.
And it was like 3. And I was like, it's not even
Yeah.
so that's why I clapped. But yeah, I think I had like I stopped at 115. I think I'm at like 460.
Oh wow. Just playing Super Mario Odyssey, so I was asking about it. All good. Did I ask my question? Apollo Star. Oh, there it is. Okay. So my panel, Rogue Panel, was basically turned into a room-wide discussion with the audience about their anime topics they wanted to ask about. Okay, so just kind of like a free-for-all Q&A. I mean, for being last minute and you just be kind of thrown into it, yeah, I mean, you made good use of what you had to you. So now my next question for you is, what was your goal for the panel? If you didn't have a goal for your panel, that would be the first tip I have, is make sure you have a goal. Improv D&D, our goal is always, of course, to bring awareness to Dungeons and Dragons and really present it at its core, and of how it really is just to present Dungeons and Dragons to what it is at its core, because it is as simple as we make it. We really just want to kind of show people, yeah, hey, this is what D&D is and it can be. Of course, we have more like other goals as well, but like that's like the first core goal for Improv D&D is just like stripping down Dungeons and Dragons to its most simplest version and having fun doing that. Of course, then goals after that are building the Quest Bros community, engaging with the audience, creating a memorable moment. A lot of you have always said too, we're creating core memories for people, and that has always been something that is great that I love to do, is creating core memories. Other goals too are just inside jokes. I love having those inside jokes, whether it's Seven, if it's anything with Jesus, anything like that happened this weekend, Inside Job, Jonathan and the Jonathans, the Minecraft zombies, the kicking, almost like destroying the DM, fighting the like the party becoming meta and fighting the DM in real life, almost not like physically, stuff like that. So I believe, looking at my schedule from last year, it was named Anime Game Show Party. Okay. Oh, so this was at Anime Central last year. And the person just didn't show up. There was once one panel one year that we went to. Oh, no, Scared is one of the Johns. I am also a John. Yes and yes. I don't know what you're saying yes to, but I'm just gonna keep going. It was Sunday, so maybe they did leave. Oh, maybe. Okay. That's crazy. Like, if you have a panel, you signed up for a panel, you got, and that's what's crazy, and I think that's why sometimes panel conventions have issues with like giving us a lot of badges and things like that. It's because they think, or maybe it's the stigma is like people just do panels just to get a free badge, and they don't do anything. And of course, we're not like that at all, and so it tarnishes the reputation for people like us. But I always find it so crazy that, yeah, I mean, people apparently they do it, and I make the example of it. Okay, so the yes was, yeah, you were at Anime Central. Okay. Also, I'm scared. I didn't know you were one of the Jonathans. But I'm glad you're here. Now, see, look, I'm learning new things. So yeah, my first tip is have a goal. Have a goal for your panel. Whether if it is simple. I know you got a free badge. Yeah, so, well, it depends on the convention. Anime Centrals is if you host a panel, you get 50% off your badge. If you host 2 panels, then you get a free badge. Up to 3. Anime Milwaukee, if you host a panel, you can get 2 badges. Anime C2E2, you can get up to 6 free badges for every panel you host. And Fan Expo Chicago, you can get up to 4 for a panel. I think we're a little bit different, so I can't speak highly on them, or not highly. No, I speak very highly of them. I can't speak accurately for them. So it very much depends on the convention, which is why for us, we only will do certain conventions, because if we have to come far out of our way and we still have to pay for everything, like it's not. Well, of course, we want to reach more people, but like we also are skipping work. We're not skipping. We're missing out on work. Having to drive, having to buy the hotel and food. Like the minimum that a convention should do is at least accommodate the ticket for us. Minimum. Because also, like I think Eggman said earlier, we're providing a service for them. And again, I understand there are people that just try to, and maybe that's why a lot of panels are just Q&As, is because people just want an easy, cheap way. Cool, I just have to sit and talk in front of people for an hour, and then I get a free badge for the whole weekend? Yeah, like, I get it why people take advantage of it. But that's why I also appreciate that some cons are like, you have to check in, you have to make sure you kind of have to report back. Like, I'm going to be sending Anime Central an email and being like, hey, thanks for having us. You guys were great. You gave us exactly everything that we asked for. We had an amazing turnout. Like, thanking them, letting them know, like, hey, like, thank you for literally giving us everything we asked for. Besides the badges. But, again, coming back to the original question, have a goal for your panel. I feel like some of the staff that do that volunteer and do the bare minimum for the free badge. Yup. Like, how no one was checking for 18 ribbons for the Improv D&D panels this weekend? At least when they went in. Yeah, and there was a dude who was there at first, and then he wasn't there. We were checking badges. Like, we're also doing now what the staff are supposed to be doing. And then now, so as you saw probably on Friday specifically, Michael was not there checking, like, helping pick out anyone, because he was at the door checking badges the entire time because there was no staff there. And now if someone under 18 comes in and now we're having the inappropriate talks of whatever because it's an 18 plus panel, so everyone's just shooting the shit, we better not be in trouble. They were the ones who told us. Zor, hi, came to the Saturday show. It was a riot. Good job. Keep it up. Thank you. Kind of giving some reviews of the con myself, just kind of what I thought, and then also talking. Apollo Star was asking kind of some tips for running a panel, so I've been giving my 2 cents and my advice. Apollo Star going, I'm a fan of D&D, so I wouldn't mind hosting a rogue panel event where one is a discussion with a Kahoot and other is taken from another panel where we do ASIN themed D&D. See, and like stuff, I think the panels that are more interactive, whether if it's bingo, it is Jeopardy, things that are like game shows, those ones always do well because it's interactive. And that's coming up to my next point. A successful panel needs to be more than, let me dump all this out first. A successful panel needs to be more than just more than just talking to your audience or talking at an audience. It's not an essay. I think Adele Girl was saying, like, some of us are out of school already. Like, we don't want to go back to a lecture. Huh? Oh yeah. My girlfriend Kelly was saying she's wanting to learn how to sew and like do stuff like that. So she went to a panel that was about like how, like, learning to sew. She thought it was gonna be like, oh, more interactive and people are gonna teach you like, okay, this is like tips, here's how to do X, Y, and Z and stuff like that. And no, it was just a PowerPoint presentation of people like just telling you like, this is how to sew, this is what you need to know, stuff like that. And it's like, this could have been this was not what it should be. And I'm not also trying to dog on people that do just presentations that are, or panels that are just talking to people, because sometimes those can be very informative, and sometimes that is what people want. Some of our great friends at Level 21, they host a panel which is about intermediate and even beginner DM tips, or like just stuff like that. And like, so that is something that people do want to come and just learn and just kind of listen. And then they do have Q&As and it's more interactive. But I always think a more interactive panel is going to be more successful. And sometimes the idea for a panel, it might not just be possible. It might not be possible to have it more interactive. So kind of like I was saying, like how I would run my how-to panel is I would be in the crowd. I would talk to people. You can get one-on-one with people. Yeah, you're having a big, wide audience, but I would come and sit next to someone, and I would be like, hey, you right here. You tell me, why are you at this panel? Why are you here? What do you want to do? What do you want to learn about? Or like, why haven't you started a panel? Maybe it's that you're afraid of the audience. Okay, well, don't worry about everyone. Just talk to me. Me and you are having a conversation right now. They're all just eavesdropping. They're the rude ones. They're eavesdropping on our conversation. Just talk to me. And that's why you'll see too, in our improv D&D, a lot of the times, Dan is just talking to them. He's got his back to the audience, and he's just talking to the people on stage, because he gets scared up there too. It's nerve-wracking. We had like 500 people in a room. You think it's not terrifying to have all those people looking at us. I also believe that's why he wears his sunglasses too, is because it helps him. Not to out Dan or anything. But yeah, the more interactive that you can make it, the better. The more you can engage with the audience, I think the more successful your panel will be, the more memorable it will be. Adele Girl specifically mentioned it as a negative in the feedbacks because it's their job to check. Panelists shouldn't have to check the badges when someone is getting a free badge, especially for that. And that's great, and that's a good point, because what in the event Improv D&D was just me? Or just me and Dan. Now Dan is out there picking out people, I'm getting everyone situated or stuff like that. Like, we can't be running the panel. You're telling me we're going to be 30, 45 minutes behind now because I had to check everyone's badge or ribbon or whatever for coming in? Like, no, that's ridiculous. Yeah. Apollo Star, did I answer your question of panel tips? I mean, do you have any other like follow-up questions or anything like that too? I know this would be an easier like face-to-face conversation to like kind of feed off of each other and like brainstorm out loud. Have you or the other guys ever had to cover for Dan at a panel? No, we haven't. Knock on wood. We haven't had to yet. We have practiced once or twice, the B team, which is that I would do what Dan does, and then Jared would do what I do, which is the MCA. So we kind of like, everyone shifts up a role. And we have talked about even for, if we do some of these, like, I don't want to call them lesser cons, but these cons that we've never done before, or just that are only like 2 days, or it's like their first time, maybe then like that's when we'll do the B team, just to get practice in it, because while I'm comfortable on stage, and I work well with the crowd and the audience, of course I don't have that much DMing experience. I've DM'd a couple campaigns, or not, I won't even say full campaigns, but I've at least for sure campaigned one full module, one full adventure, and then DM'd like kind of one shots and everything a couple times, and I think I'm pretty good at just improvising that part. So while I think I could do it, I won't be able to do it to the same level as Dan. But we've never had to do it. And I'm grateful for that because, I mean, our system works well the way it is, and I very much enjoy it. And again, it's more just like the fear of not knowing. I don't know how it would go with the B team, and there's nothing wrong with the B team. I have no doubt that Jared could do it. Jared has seen me do it almost probably 50 times at this point, and I know he could do it. Or even reversing it, if Jared had to be up on stage and Michael had to do the MCing, like, I think they could do it. We could do it. It'd be fine. But I know it wouldn't be the show that we would want to give to people, just because it hasn't been practiced as much. But it's hard because it's like, when is the right time to then put the B team out there to try it? Because you don't want to give someone a lesser show just to test something. Like, if we know we have something that's good, that's going to work, like, yeah, let's do that. Let's make sure that we give them that. Definitely need to be able to bounce back and forth with the stream. Isn't about me, about you. I see about hosting a panel, and if not, I'll take over any panel with no host. Just like the origin of the panels. Let me read that again. But the stream isn't about me. I see hosting a panel, and if not, I'll see about hosting a panel. And if not, I'll take over any panel with no host, just like the origin of the panel. Honestly, like, don't feel like this isn't about you. I mean, this isn't about anyone. This is about us all as a community. If you have questions, if you want to talk more about stuff, I couldn't fit the whole message. That's okay. I got it. I got there. If you want something to talk about, like, also, I'm sure there's something then from there that somebody will benefit from. So don't be afraid to ask more questions or dissect something more. Let's get into it if you want to. while we're here and while we have the time. And now that these streams are going well and there's a lot of people and it seems like it's very active, I'm more likely to do this again. I'm glad that Dan is a healthy boy too. Yeah. Honestly, I think even if he wasn't healthy, I think he'd still figure it out and he'd still do it. But yes, may that never change. Knock on wood. I couldn't fit the helmet. Yep. The board of Johns are ready to go. The board of Johns are ready to go. Yep. JonTron will return. What's the biggest pet peeve with audience members? Also, your favorite kind of audience member? That's a great question. My biggest pet peeve was audience members. I'll give a couple different like perspectives of different types of audiences, or like from like people just in the crowd, from people auditioning, and the people on stage, or like that like fully make it. For the people that are in the audience, a big pet peeve of mine. Man, I really wish more of the Quest Bros were here and not just me, but this is great anyway. A big pet peeve of mine, while I do tell people directly, we encourage heckling. We want you to heckle. And it does work. It does help. But every now and then you get that one person who just doesn't get the hint and just doesn't shut up. And it's like, bro, read the room. Like, no one is picking what you're saying. You're not as funny as you think you are. And it's really just the people with no social awareness. And again, I directly tell them to do it. And we support it and we promote it. So I can't be mad at them. But it's just like the people that are just like, hey, like, you're a little too much, or like, you're not getting that, you're not taking a hint. That would be my biggest pet peeve for people in the audience. Another pet peeve, which is me personally from the video perspective. When someone is just like in front of the camera, on my camera, and like now you can't see, and it's like, I mean, that's also for you guys who like to rewatch it. That's a big pet peeve. Also for the camera part, for the people on stage, when they don't speak into the mic or they don't speak loud enough, because then even if I'm there live watching, like I've done my stuff, Dan's taken over, I'm sitting, I'm relaxing now. I can't hear what you're saying. Speak up. Talking to the mic. There's a mic there for a reason. And now I'm watching the recording, I'm editing the video, still can't hear what you're saying. No idea. I can't even put subtitles to like say what they were saying because I have no idea. So that kind of sucks sometimes. But so that's that. Those are for sure my biggest pet peeves. When people come up to audition and they ignore my thing when I say don't give me a real answer, and every now and then someone gives me a real answer. That can sometimes be a pet peeve. I don't even know if I'd say a pet peeve, but it's just like that's annoying. And then again, this is like a double-edged sword where I love it, but sometimes it's too much. It is the people that do come on stage that are big personalities. While they are engaging for the story and it makes good content, sometimes I can even tell just from Dan's perspective, they can be tricky to work with. If you were at Asen's show on Friday, this would be the mage or wizard. Big personality, loud, but he was fun. And we ran into him then on Saturday, and he told us, he's like, don't worry, I'm not going to come back. I know I can be a lot. Also, I was drunk. And he was like, but I know I can be a lot, and I don't want to take it away from anyone else. But I had a great time, and I appreciate you guys, everything you do. I think he's also in our Discord, so if he's out there, hell yeah, man. And again, I don't know if I would say it's a pet peeve. Especially as long as they just know, as long as they're self-aware, like usually then it's fine. Yeah, I guess those would be my biggest pet peeves. I don't know if those are pet peeves though. Those are just annoyances. Is that the same thing? My favorite kind of. I'm gonna read some other things, and I'll come back. Dan just gives such funny reactions. He would be missed if anything happens. Like, got the miscount on Saturday. Got the miscount on Saturday. I understand. Yes. You know, I know his reactions too, and like Dan's also has a very big personality and very much likes to express it too. So having your guys' reactions too, it really does play a part of it. Maybe take some of these questions and do a Q&A with the rest of the gang and get everyone's answers for some of these questions and post a video. That'd be a great video. yes, I agree. That would be a great video. Or two, what I maybe could do is also post in the Discord and like make like a Google like doc, not a Google doc, Google survey, have people submit questions. Everyone can submit as many questions, or put some of these in there as well. Yeah, that'd be great. It would be a good. I know this is archived, but it'd be like a better like video focused on that. In the last year's Saturday show, the most is last year's Saturday show the most you've had on the show for the cast? Yes. Yes. Sorry, Zora. I was trying to get through some other ones quick so they didn't go away, and then I was gonna come back. Yes. Let me answer in the scared. Yes, last year's Ascend Saturday show was the most we've ever had on stage. I think we've had like 5 people max. So like even on Saturday's show, was it Saturdays when we had 2 villains? That was not the first time we've done that. I think honestly like one of the first shows we had 2 fighters at one point. Because again, like the ties were the roles were tied. The audience cheers they liked both responses. We're like, fuck it, we'll take them both. What's your favorite? Okay, my favorite kind of audience member. The one that stays the whole time. The ones that come up after the show and tell us how much they loved the show and just give us their experience. At the end of Saturday show, one guy came up and he just talked to me. There's 2 different people came up. One girl came up and asked her like, "Hey, I'm a first-time DM. Do you have any tips for us? Or tips for me?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'd love to give you some tips." So Jared gave his tips, Dan gave his tips. We had some of our other friends in level 21 give their tips. And then while that was happening, I had a guy come up to me, and he was just like sharing his experience. He had a great time, and then he just asked me, he's like, "Hey, what are your top 10 favorite video games?" And I took it back. I was like, "My top 10 favorite video games?" He's like, "Yeah, what are they?" I was like, "Hell yeah, man, let's have this conversation." Like, I love to get to know people and get to know our audience and our fans so much. Again, this is the reason Quest Bros was created, was to create a community. It was to build a community, to have a community of people. And when you all come up to us and talk to us, that's when the dream is coming alive. So like even just like having this stream, having all you talk and ask questions, I love this so much. And I'm gonna talk about this with the guys, and I'll be like, "Y'all should have been there." And honestly, this makes me so happy, and I'm like, wow, it's almost like I'm not doing this for nothing. There are people here, and then especially when you guys support us on Patreon, it's like, you're giving me money to just keep doing what I'm doing. Sure, yeah, I'm gonna send you a whole bunch of stuff now. I'm gonna send you stickers and dice and buttons, whatever I have, I'm giving it to you, because that's the least I can do now. And now now I'm gonna use that money to buy more stuff, to give you stuff, to give other people free stuff. And so yeah, really, it's just having those are my favorite people, are the people that just even come after the show while we're walking around the show floor and they're like, "Hey, I saw your show, I had a great time. Hey, it's the Quest Bros. Hey guys, hey Quest Bros. Hey, it's the D&D guys. Hey," stuff like that. It warms my heart so much, and it's why I do this, and why we do this time after time. It's honestly why winter sucks, is because there's not that many cons, and like the summertime is so fun. Yeah, I can feel myself getting emotional talking about this. So my favorite audience member are the ones that just share their experience, talk to us. Like before I used to say like, "Come hang out with us after the show." Now there's weird people out, and I gotta be careful. I can't just be saying that. But like, come say hi. Like, if you see us on the show floor, talk to us. Like, at the end of the day, we're also just dudes. We're bros. We're fans of anime and movies and comics and all sorts of stuff. And I'm sure we have lots in common. And yeah, I'm probably not going to be your best friend. I'm not going to come to your house for Thanksgiving, but I can have a conversation with you and have a good time and bring some joy into your life, and you can bring some into mine. Really, that's what I want. As feedback, I like the questions for Saturday's show for the healer. It's kind of hard to answer. I'm dyslexic. Excuse me. As feedback, I like the questions for Saturday's show. For the healer is kind of hard to answer, someone to bring back to life. It makes me feel like more likely to get real answers and less funny. I understand that. So the reason too we did switch up, I've like stopped making this Lego. I've just been messing with it. The reason I did start mixing up the questions before is because we were starting to get people that they knew what the question was going to be, so then they were coming prepared, and I was like, that's not really fair to the people that weren't there the day before, that were only there for Saturday. So I did want to. So I mean, also, if you guys have suggestions for other ways I can word the questions or kind of alternative questions too, like I'm more than happy to at least hear what you have to say. And there's a lot of brainstorming with Jared and I of like, okay, what is something that we can ask audience members that still get the point across, but also then is still related to like healing. Which is also why I try to phrase it too, is like, if you could bring anyone back from the dead, alive or fiction. I mean, sometimes you do, like, you got some real answers. Someone's like, I want to bring back Abraham Lincoln. Of course, you got the crazy answers of those two people's moms. But then you get the funny answer where it's like, my ex-girlfriends, which were their moms. And it's like, dang, that's crazy. Also, anytime you get to the healer, everyone is always giving a self-deprivational type answer. Where's my will to live, or stuff like that, just something along those lines. I always feel like that's a running theme. Yeah, sometimes you get less funny. Yeah, I do understand. So maybe I'll start to workshop some other options. I tend to agree with your pet peeves, or yep. Eggman, is Legos your main non-D&D related hobby, or are there other free time tasks that help you unwind? So I only started getting into Legos because they have all these Nintendo ones. I love Nintendos. I love video games. Video games is probably like my main thing. Video games and music. So because there's all these like official black box Nintendo stuff, that's why I was like, those are really cool. I love Nintendo, everything like that. So I've started to get into Legos because of that. I haven't touched these Legos in like 6 months, so like it's not really that big of a thing. I only have like maybe like 5 or 6. No. I only have 3 sets around the house. I was never really a Lego kid growing up too. I mean, I grew up like basically almost borderline poor, so we couldn't afford Legos. Let me figure out where this one goes first, or how this one attaches. This is even. There. Getting close. Oh. I know you can barely even see what I'm doing. What in the hell? Like this has to slide right in here. Connects. Not there. Not there. It's gotta be right in the middle, right? No, not like that. What am I doing wrong? What? Okay, I'm gonna try and answer this while I do this. What do I do in my free time? Sorry. So my main hobbies or interests are video games, music, video game music. So I went to school for music. I am a saxophonist, a jazz musician at heart. I actually almost didn't stream today because I almost had to go to a rehearsal that there's a group in my town that I am a substitute for. So I almost didn't stream because oh, I understand what I'm doing. Okay. Because I almost played with them tonight. There we go. Okay. You got Yoshi's feet in his butt. It moves up and down. So music is my biggest thing. But I love video games. Always playing a game. Right now I'm playing through Oblivion, and then what else is I playing? I'm usually playing a couple games at once. I have a whole list in the kitchen that my girlfriend and I have of games we're currently playing, that we beat, and that we're playing in the future. I was playing Persona 3 Reload, the DLC. Like, I finished the regular, and then I was going to come into the DLC. But then Oblivion came out, so I was like, Oblivion. And I was playing just Mario Odyssey yesterday because I had a thought about it, and I was like, I want to play that some more. So I just was doing some miscellaneous stuff. And that, even though I had 100% of that game, but I mean, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I haven't gotten the second Switch, the Switch 2. But I'm gonna look out for seeing how the games come out. I know that Switch 2 discussion could be a whole thing. But yeah, video games and music. I mean, video game music. That's why I've been listening to Skyrim music. I love Skyrim. I was playing that again for like the 5th or 6th time. Pikmin 3 I started again. No, Pikmin 4 I started again for like the 6th time. I love stuff like that. Favorite video games too. I love Kingdom Hearts, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima. I'm a PlayStation guy too after that. Yeah, so that's usually how I unwind, is playing video games, listening to music, playing music, stuff like that. I keep meaning to join the D&D Patreon. It's not a D&D Patreon. It's really just like the general Quest Bros Patreon. I just have short memory span. Question suggestion: what is the strangest disease you've ever cured? I don't know. Yeah, I see that because it's similar to what's the weirdest injury you've ever cured. I see it being almost maybe a little bit too close though. But I see how it's different enough. But definitely with how audience responds though, like they definitely will just answer the same way. I can see them answering the same way. I don't know if they will, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. We're not even done with this bag yet. Okay. We will for sure be done with this stream at 11. For sure, at the latest. Just a heads up. It is currently 10:34. I've diagnosed autism and undiagnosed ADHD. I'll play a game for a couple of days and then not touch it again for months. Should have to restart the game because I forget how to play. My girlfriend just responded, period. Because she has that same type of issue where she'll play a game, love it, and then she'll stop playing it, and then, like, I know she started, you started Echoes of Wisdom, right? Yeah, she started Echoes of Wisdom a long time ago, but she's probably gonna have to start over to play it again. Yeah, and I've diagnosed ADHD or ADD. I don't know if I technically have the H, but I also don't know how the whole psychology world, if it's now just classified where it's all ADHD, there's no actual just ADD. But I have an attention deficit syndrome of some sort, which is why I'm all over the place here. Yeah. Does this go all the way through? No. And I usually have to restart a game because I forget how to play. I'm usually really good at remembering how to play a game. It's just like a muscle memory for me. I think it comes really just with the musician and the playing. Yeah, it usually just comes with, I think, because of the music. The musicality, I mean. Name one musician/band that you listen to you think I haven't heard of and is a challenging listen, even for a musician's ear. Name one musician/band that you listen to you think I haven't heard of and is a challenging listen, even for a jazz musician's ear. Well, the thing is, like, if it's if it's challenging to listen to, even I don't listen to. I know there is that avant-garde style of jazz. I don't like that. I kind of get what it is. I've tried to like delve into it, whether performing it, learning about it, studying it. I don't. It's not for me. I don't enjoy it. The one that there is a performance by a very like one of the most famous jazz saxophonists, John Coltrane. One of his last performances. I don't remember where it was at. I know I can find it, but it was him playing his very famous cover of My Favorite Things. Coltrane, My Favorite Things, live. I can see the album cover too. But his like one of his last performances of it, it was so avant-garde. It was so bad. I mean, again, for if you enjoy it, if you like it, that's probably what it is. Performance. It's the Otalunja concert. It's the last live recording. I think that's it at least. Olatunji. That one is very rough to listen to. I think also it was Coltrane. So specifically that recording of it. The song itself is great. His recording of My Favorite Things. But it's specifically that version of it that is a little tricky to listen to, in my opinion, because towards the end of his life, he was really experimenting with avant-garde music, and yeah, it just became a lot. But I couldn't tell you something that is challenging. I don't have like a challenge for you, because if I don't think it's good, I'm not going to listen to it. My favorite jazz musician is Sonny Rollins. I have a giant poster of him, like a painting poster of him on a canvas because he's honestly my inspiration as a saxophonist myself. But I mean, all my musicians too are either current, old, because I also love video game music, so I love video game jazz music. Welcome, Mel. Hello. You're sticking in for the last 20 minutes. It's usually how I do on your streams. I was gonna text you, but you're still on. Well, here I am. So like the 8-Bit Big Band, I love. Insane in the Rain, honestly, one of my other inspirations. The consoles, video game jazz, dude. Honestly, that's where I really, that's what I really enjoy. I think ADD isn't diagnosed anymore, similar to how Asperger's isn't diagnosed anymore. So yeah, I think technically on if I go to like my chart, it's like I think it's classified as ADHD. Any games you're looking forward to? The first game that came out was Elder Scrolls 6, which isn't gonna be happening anytime soon. The new Donkey Kong Bonanza, I'm looking forward to. Because it honestly, the art style we're calling it Donkey Kong Odyssey. Also, it's great to have just like a Donkey Kong game that isn't a remake or just a Donkey Kong Country game, like an actual now open world Donkey Kong game, because it's been years. So that's exciting. Mario Kart World looks cool, but I've got Assassin's Creed Shadows on my list to play in the future. But that one I know I'm gonna wait till prices go down until I'm out of games. The new I know it's not Ghost of Tsushima anymore. Ghost of Yoseti, I think it's called. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. And Erika Ishii, who is the new like actress for Ghost of Yoseti, I think that's how it is or how it's pronounced. I'm probably butchering it. So I'm really looking forward to that game. Date Everything. I've never really been into like dating sims or anything like that, but I love the craziness and the silliness of it and how many famous voice actors are in it. I think that's gonna be really fun and really cool. Those ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Happy birthday, also Mel. Wow, Mel. Everyone, wish Wow Mel a happy birthday. Hope you had a good day, a good time, doing whatever you did. So if you had the opportunity to design a Lego set, what would be your dream build? What would be my dream build? What do I love that I think would be really cool as a Lego set? I mean, me just being a saxophonist, I think it'd be really cool to have a saxophone. I know they've got like the piano, so I think it'd be really cool to have a Lego saxophone. It'd be cool if it could be like life size too. That'd be really cool. What else would I do? Yo, life size Quest Bros logo. I mean, just like a big Quest Bros logo out of Legos. That'd be cool. I'm just trying to think what's down here in the room. Persona 5, honestly, one of my favorite franchises, Persona 5 Royal, favorite game of all time. But I don't think there's really anything from it that I was like, yeah, let's get a Lego of it. Like the Lego Morgana bust, it's like, that's not really necessary. Gotta remember, I'm building Legos. I'll keep building. We're almost done with the box and we're almost out of time, so. Try and finish them both at the same time. We'll try and time it right. I don't know what else. What is a dream Lego set that I want? I've got nothing like original. Like I love Dragon Ball too. Dragon Ball is one of my favorite things too. We got the Dragon Ball chair. You can kind of see. I can turn it around. So we got that too going. Yeah, that was fun. That's fun. I don't think you could make... Oh, maybe like a giant... Like a Lego Shenron. That'd be really cool. Kamoshida's castle, but there's no way the company would sign off on that. Yeah, right. You want the... Make the castle of someone, of a teacher who does inappropriate things with high schoolers? No. They're not gonna make that. Maybe just like another castle of some sort, or if it is Peach's castle... I don't even know if I would want the Hyrule Castle, because I don't feel like it's unique enough. Same with like the like Death Mountain, like Kakariko Village. They're kind of just normal towns. That's why I think the Deku Tree was the right thing to do. I don't know. I love Kingdom Hearts. Maybe a Keyblade or something from Kingdom Hearts. I'm literally looking around the basement like, what do I have things of that would be cool? Hyrule Shield and the Master Sword, that could be cool. I love Smash Bros too, but Smash Ball is not going to really be anything. But that'd be cool to have like Final Destination with like Master Hands. Date Everything is GOAT. Cast is GOAT. And honestly, and they're still announcing more and more people. It's crazy. I want to play Date Everything so bad. Also, the new Fantasy Life game next week, but I'm really bummed about no physical Western release. Fantasy Life. It sounds very familiar. I'm not familiar with it, though. Eggman, were you Eggman? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday, Mel. I think if you were the ones, I chatted with you all for a bit while we waited for them to let us in on Saturday, which wasn't long. Oh, she was cast. Yep. I thought it was hilarious that the healer from last year tried to get the fighter spot with a metal set. Was it metal? I thought it was wood. I thought it was like one of those ones that you get at like the Hobby Lobby or like I was gonna say Joann's. No, like Michael's, like something you could put on the wall. So I will say that is the first time that was a kind of like a plant. So that person stopped Jared at one point. They're like, "Hey, I've got this. Can I audition with the 7?" And Jared, of course, I'm glad that he did it because it was a good one. He at least let them audition for whatever role they wanted. There is like one other person too that we do always let, the knight who comes. Because he's come to almost... This is now 2 cons in a row he hasn't made it. So I don't know. Maybe I can't give him it anymore. Stuff like that. But now we got to be careful because we don't want to just let anyone think that they can Oop. He's come to a show just by giving props, but he asked, and I was like, all right, that's funny, that's cool. So Jared, let him. There's no way to keep it on the other side. Alright, pieces are... Oh, it fell out because I tipped it back. But regardless of that, we're moving. We're getting places. Splatoon weapons would be cool. Those would be really cool. Yeah, because I know those are very dynamic in their just how they look. So those ones can definitely be really cool. Oh, we must have ran out of Skyrim. We're no longer in Skyrim music. A Hollow Bastion set, that would be really cool. Or the world that never was. That'd be really cool. There's so many dynamic and interesting worlds in Kingdom Hearts that could definitely. I mean, even just like a Destiny Island, that would be really cool. I've always been a Kingdom Hearts 2 as my purest, as my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. So I can't think of the name of the town. Twilight Town. Twilight Town would be really cool. First Final Fantasy Life game was on 3DS. This is gonna be the 2D game. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not familiar with it. Is it... I guess, I mean, like, what type of game is it? Is it, like... is it, like... I know it's first... It's Fantasy Life. Is it, like, a... what is the franchise I'm thinking of? Harvest Moon? Like, is it, like, a farming fantasy life thing? Is it more, like, Final Fantasy turn-based type of thing? Could have been one, but it looked metal. Yeah. I think it was wood, but I could be wrong, too. Not including the mobile game. Kingdom Hearts 2 was peak Kingdom Hearts. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 3. I've played them all except... what is the... This is too loud. Well, let's go back to normal Skyrim. I don't care if it repeats. What the fuck was I saying? I played all the Kingdom Hearts except 1.5. What is 1.5 called? That's how much I didn't enjoy it. Because it was the card turn-based. I'm like, I am not doing that. Even on the well, I shouldn't even say 1.5. 1.5 is a thing now. The one in between that came up between 1 and 2. Chain of Memories. Re-Chain of Memories. I never played that one. I couldn't get into that combat system. Yeah, it was... I didn't enjoy it. Wasn't a good time, so I wasn't going to do it. Kingdom Hearts 2, peak. Actually, that's how I started. I played... Yes, Chain of Memories. Thank you. No. I actually played Kingdom Hearts 2 before I ever played Kingdom Hearts 1. And then when I eventually did play Kingdom Hearts 1, I got stuck fighting Ursula in the Little Mermaid level. And I know everyone knows who's played Kingdom Hearts 1 knows that the Little Mermaid level is awful. Known for being one of the worst. So then I stopped playing, never played it again. Until 1.5 came out, and then I finally played it 1. And I played it, and I was like, the mechanics of this game suck. Kingdom Hearts 2 is so much better. And then I played 3, of course. I enjoyed 3. There was a lot that I was like, I didn't really care for. Like, all of the ride limits, I don't like. They're happening way too often. And then when you do get your limits, like, I loved the limits or the drives in the forms in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think that was peak. That was so cool. I wish they had something like that. I saw that they released some more additional footage for Kingdom Hearts 4. It's going to be interesting to see how that's just going to look. How that game's going to work. Also, because they canceled that mobile game. So that'll be interesting as well. And to see where Kingdom Hearts 4 goes. Well, I was so bad at that I raged. Were you bad at Chain of Memories? Because that was awful. Also, Coded and Recoded, another awful game. What other ones are there? 358 Days Over 2, loved. I would love for a full remake of that game. Birth by Sleep, loved that. I loved having the multiple ways to play it. Especially I feel like it was kind of like one of the first to kind of do something like that. Play the game 3 times, different characters. Dream Drop Distance I also really enjoyed too. I played that a lot. I tried playing the mobile one. The story, I couldn't get into it, so I never really got it. I don't remember what the mobile one is called. I feel like I'm missing another Kingdom Hearts game. But I think that's all the core ones. Oh, I mean, there's 2.8, and that's fine. It's just filler kind of in between. I watched the Key or Kingdom Hearts X little movie thing, which has so much of Critical Role as the Master of Masters, or the original Keyblade wielder people. Sephiroth fighter was hard as hell, but so fun. Yeah, those Sephiroth fights, or even I think the Cloud fights too. Any of the Final Fantasy fights in Kingdom Hearts were awful. So intense though. First Fantasy Life game was an RPG sim game, not Sims, simulation game. You can change your classes and level them up individually, including crafting, crafting things for your other classes. Literally stopped at the same underwater. Oh, okay, so finish that thought. Yes, okay. It's interesting. I should look into that and see if it's something I'd be into. It's the sim game, the simulation, those simulations like Civ or the Tycoon. I know those are sim games, but I'll look into it before I judge it. I literally stopped at the same underwater area in Kingdom Hearts 1 and never went back. I get angry when I game and it was gonna kill me. I tell people, if you're getting into Kingdom Hearts for the first time, you can skip 1. The story's already complicated anyway. It doesn't matter. Just go to 2. Look up a video of someone explaining the plot of 1 and then just play 2. You can skip Chain of Memories, just play 2. 2 is peak. 2 is so good. Disney meddles way too much in the creation of Kingdom Hearts 3. It caused a lot of problems for the devs. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 did feel very Disney-esque. I love that they added Pixar. I mean, Toy Story is one of my favorite Disney films. So the fact that they added that in, I was like, hell yeah, I love that. I've been wanting Toy Story. Then you got the Frozen stuff, and like, it didn't even feel like, honestly, like the fact that they put the whole Let It Go in Kingdom Hearts 3, and that's ridiculous. And I was actually like playing it, I'm like, wow, I'm actually just gonna have to sit here and listen to this. Like, they are really milking Frozen. Oop. Yes, like that. Okay. Yeah, and I was not here for it. Yeah, it definitely could have been better, but I wasn't upset with it. I mean, also, how long did we wait? Like 12 years? I think Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna beat it, or has beaten it, for longest waiting. Also happy for, oh yeah, for The World Ends With You people in Dream Drop Distance. Yes. See, I had never played, or I don't even know if I knew about The World Ends With You when I played Dream Drop Distance. So I saw these people and I was like, who are these people? I was like, oh, they're supposed to be just new people. But it makes sense. I mean, again, if Square Enix is gonna use Final Fantasy, why not use World Ends With You, especially when it's the same art director. That's good. And then you get people that have played it and do enjoy it, and then enjoy it even more. That's great. I have a completionist mindset, at least with beating main stories for games. My brain will not let me move from Kingdom Hearts 1 without beating it. Yeah. I get that. I can definitely understand that. If you can get past the water level, I think the rest of it is fine. Actually, when I played Kingdom Hearts 1 for the first time, sorry, Kingdom Hearts 2 for the first time, I never actually beat it. I got to the halfway point of the game, because then at Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a halfway boss, with the guy with the sitar, and then you go back and revisit all the worlds. I got stuck at that sitar fight for so long that I stopped playing it. This one? I think I did this one. Let's put this way. Let's go this side. Okay. And then as I became an adult, or older. I don't even know. I was probably still actually a teenager when I beat it. And then I got past that part and I was like, oh my gosh, this game is so much more fun when I can actually play the whole game. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Falling apart. Okay. This does not feel like it's right. Why? What am I doing wrong? Is it too far? Oh my god. Shit. I don't know how this goes. Oh my gosh. We're right at the end. They had to remake the Frozen level several times because it didn't live up to what Disney wanted. Wow. That was the worst one. I hated that one. Wait. This is long piece. So this is a rectangle. This goes here. I think I did something wrong. Maybe not. Yeah, no, this Frozen level is awful. Okay, we got it. Demyx, yeah. I loved him as a character. I loved how chaotic he was. That fight though, awful. Absolutely awful. Alright, and we finished this last one. Oh. It could be because I'm holding it against gravity. There you go. Now we got Yoshi's arm. Good progress. All right, and good timing. I don't really play much Final Fantasy other than 14. I don't either. I started playing Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I enjoyed it, but I'm such a Kingdom Hearts player where you can just button mash through all the fights. But Final Fantasy 7, you have to actually be strategic. So it was kind of hard for me. But I was loving it. I loved the visual. I loved how it looked. I loved how it played. But yeah, I don't know if I'll go back to it. Always prefer Dragon Quest. I never played Dragon Quest either. I don't know what about it's some turn-based ones that I can't get to. I love Pokemon. I can get into that. I love Persona. I can get into that. I don't know. Maybe it's just things. It feels like everything else. Dragon Quest was honestly probably one of the first ones to do it. So it's everyone else that's copying. So I can't. I don't blame Dragon Quest. I'm not dogging on it, but yeah, I don't know what it is. Especially, and I love Dragon Ball, and Dragon Quest is Akira Toriyama, so like, I should love it, right? But I don't know. Maybe it's also just too intimidating because there's so many of them too, and you don't want to just like start at whatever one they're at now. And I also don't want to play the old ones because I like the modern styles. I don't know. That's just me though. The only Final Fantasy thing I care about is Yojimbo, because I have a weird obsession with him due to D&D. I'm not aware of him, of who that is. I haven't played Final Fantasy since Final Fantasy VIII. I had to look him up. Yojimbo. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of texts. Oh my god, Mel, you sent me the picture of the cow. Oh my god, I love that cow. There we go. Thank you for also supporting the Patreon. I'll reach out to you. I'll message you tomorrow. I'll DM you tomorrow and get whatever information I need to. Choose tomorrow's video. The cow is so cute. Tomorrow's video, it's Friday's Improv D&D, 'Cause I think you're in the tier that I could put your name in the at the end card. Tomorrow's video won't have your name on it because I just finished exporting it today. It's done. That's all good. It's good to go. And at the end of this video, at the end when I end the stream, it won't have your name. But I just updated it with another person that just supported the Patreon. But tomorrow I will add it, so video after Tuesday it will have all of your info. But I'll reach out and how you want everything worded and everything, and if there's any other information you need to get from you. Yeah, so it's 11:01. Anyone else have any final remarks? Anything else I want to ask or say before we sign off for the night? Can I make this bigger? Yeah, sorry this is not the good quality camera. This is my laptop camera. Ready for ASIN 2026? I am ready. I'm excited for it. Good night, Mel. Thank you. Also, I mean, thank you for everyone for being on the stream. This has been, there's been past streams where it's just me or just one person and I have no one to talk to, and it's very disheartening, and it's just like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. But you have all made this stream so enjoyable and makes me want to do this again, and I hope that next time I stream, everyone is also available and everyone can be here to chat and talk, because it was honestly a great time. And you've all given me some great ideas for the future, for future videos, things for Improv D&D, and I love being able to teach things and share things. Again, I love it. It's amazing. Yes, good night, Mel. Eggman, in-depth personal take on your opinion of the lore of Kingdom Hearts. I have free hours. Eggman, you and I will have to have a long talk. That talk will just be figuring out what the fuck the lore is. We actually have a video series that we would love to do someday. Is called, like, if you know the TV show Drunk History, people get drunk and then they try and tell history. We would love to do that, but with video game lore. So each of us would have a different video game series. Jared would get drunk and talk about explain the plot of Metal Gear. Dan would get drunk, explain the plot of like Dark Souls. I would get drunk and explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts. I can't even do it sober. So imagine how that would be drunk. But yeah, I understand it's a joke, but let's go. We'll see. I got you. I'm still in my work clothes. Like, I'm still in khakis. Like, I can get comfortable at all for this. Things I do for y'all. I'm scared. Have a good evening. Thank you for coming and joining. Adrian and I are watching the stream in the same room on 2 different devices. Hell yeah. Get that view count. Y'all are the real goats. Y'all are the real MVPs today. Thank you both for being here too. Like, you all could have just been watching from one. Oh, I do have the poncho though. Mel's right. I do have the Dragon Ball poncho, so I am comfy this way at least. A good way to do that, yeah. We keep hearing echoes because no one is wearing earbuds. That's where you just, like, especially if you're in the same room, just have audio for one of them at least. But I appreciate y'all sticking through the struggle of the echoes for that. For me and for all of us, the Quest Bros. Hopefully next time I can get someone else to join as well. We always hang out every Friday. So maybe we'll stream on Friday now that we're gaining this bigger following. Because I don't think we have any plans on Friday, so maybe it'll just be a hangout stream on Friday. Maybe let's plan on doing that after dinner. So maybe like probably around the same time, 7 or 8, 8:30, who knows. But we'll keep the Discord updated. But the poncho. Yes, I love this poncho. I'm upset that Anime Central didn't have a poncho shop. I got this at Fan Expo. So comfortable tonight because then if I get hot, you just remove a layer. It's great. 3-arm Lego assembly. Yes, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Or maybe it'll just be us just kind of like playing a game, a mindless game, but we can talk and chat, something. We get other people's perspective on Anime Central too. But yeah, okay, I'm 5 minutes overdue. 11 o'clock is my bedtime, so it is my bedtime. It's past my bedtime. So thank you everyone for being here, chatting, participating. Again, this community, this is why we do it. This is why I do it. Gatlic phone idea. you ever stream again on Twitch, I can raid you. Yes, I don't know if we'll ever be on Twitch, just because our following is on YouTube. But we'll see. I'll never say never. Stuff like that, at least. But thank you all for listening, watching, participating, chatting, being there, keeping me entertained, asking some great questions. Yeah. I'm loving this community and what we're growing into, and I'm happy to be a Quest Bro and have all of my adventurers here. So good night, everyone, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.